Right now, I'm going to show you how to make a nature journal that you can use for your whole family or a group. And this is really different and powerfully impactful way of nature journaling with multiple people. Maybe you have kids that don't like nature journaling as much as some of your other kids. This can be a great way to get them started. It's a low pressure way to suggest that nature journaling can be something that everyone can do. I'm going to show you examples from this one right here, a lot of creative ideas, and has been contributed by a bunch of different kids and adults. So let's switch cameras right here and check it out. This idea was something I originally got from, I think it was Dallas Noctegal, who is from the company Bestowing the Brush. She's a homeschool mom and makes lots of cool videos and lessons for doing art and nature journaling stuff with kids at home. She told me in an interview on the Nature Journal show that what she does when nature journaling with her kids is they have one nature journal book, and if they go on a picnic or an outing, she will do a little bit on a page and then she will just leave it there. And anyone who wants can go and use it. So then her kids know that this is something they can do, but they also don't feel like this is just their book. This can be a really powerful way to bring more people into a nature journaling practice, because sometimes if all you do is one page and then you have an empty nature journal with only one page that you did, that can be sort of disheartening to have that mostly empty journal. So here is one that's been started at this learning community in the Galapagos. So a lot of it's in Spanish. Diario de Naturaleza El Mangle. The community is called El Mangle, and I've been working here for the last 2 months. And I did a lesson for them last year where I introduced the idea of nature journaling, and I must have mentioned this idea of creating a community nature journal, because sure enough, when I got back here this year, they had started one up. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the ideas here. Here, they actually wrote a list of some ideas how to do nature journaling. They used sticky notes, which can be a really powerful tool because a sticky note can be moved to a new page. So if you want to have some reminders about how to nature journal, this would be a great way to incorporate them into this community journal. Here, there's ideas of things that you can do, such as I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of, and some basic ideas on how to put your name and have some information about the entry. Sorry about the dogs barking in the background. I am in a rural place in the Galapagos right now. So here you can see on the first page, they use this sort of entry, and this person is Maho, who's one of the adult facilitators. The next page is done by a kid, and this kid only did one page in this whole book, which would be sort of depressing if this was just your own personal nature journal. But since it's combined here with other things, it's actually very interesting. So here you can see a lot of different styles and pages. Here is a page that I did. I'm not sure who did that drawing. And then here's another idea that I had, and these are quotes that I took out of John Muir Law's nature journaling book. But one thing you can do is you can go ahead into the book. Like, this would be a good thing that the parent or the adult or the teacher could do, is to go ahead into the book and write in some quotes. That way, as people go through the book, they'll randomly come upon these quotes, like this wonderful one by Marcel Proust, and that can be an inspiring and sort of random element to the book. So that is one pro tip if you're creating and making a nature journal for your family or group, is to go forward in these blank pages and add little quotes. You could add little funny things, prompts, or anything like that in these future pages. Those are all things that sort of take the pressure off of the blank page and make it a lot more accessible. Part of the whole idea here is to make the nature journaling more accessible. Here you can see some blind contour drawings, some basic sketches, more blind contour drawings. Here are some, a lot of different levels here with who is nature journaling, but it's actually really fun when it's in a community journal like this. Here was like a little mapping exercise done by the kids. Here's a map showing the all around the school. Here's another page that I did. Here's another idea that I think can be really fun is if you take a small sketchbook on a trip, you can cut those pages out and glue them into here. We also have nature comics. Here are waterproof pages and maps showing one of our really fun field trips. And as you can see, there's a lot of variation in the page created. So some recommendations for making a nature journal for your family or group is to find sort of a medium-sized sketchbook. As you know, I have a preference for these Stillman and Byrne Alpha Series 9x12s. These would probably work fine. And if you feel like this is something that's too big for your individual kids or individual people in your group, this could be perfect for nature journaling or as a community. Things that could be useful. These straps can be good, but a lot of times they don't last for very long. So you can see this one's already wearing out. Using some art journaling or scrapbooking techniques can also be very empowering. Here's a map that was stained with coffee and burned around the edges to look like a treasure map. This was glued in here. These sort of whimsical elements can make it a lot more fun. Another thing that we don't have at the learning community here that I would recommend is to have some type of maybe simple pencil holder thing that holds the nature journaling tools that can go along with this, or maybe even a basic kit of some sort, some type of bag. This could be taken on field trips. It could be taken on picnics, and one person at a time, or maybe even two people at once, could be using this community or family nature journal. I think a family nature journal or a group nature journal is a really powerful tool. More people need to know about this concept. You could even turn it into a traveling journal like I've done for my Patreon. If you join my Patreon for as little as $5 a month, we have a traveling journal that multiple people have added to. It gets mailed around the world. And then after it's a few pages have been filled, it gets mailed to the next person. So if you want to support the Nature Journal Show for good ideas such as this one about creating a nature journal for your family, you can sign up at this link here. Just type in patreon.com/MarleyPifer. And you can also participate in the traveling journal that goes all around the world. Thanks a lot for joining the show, and I'll see you today at 6 p.m. California time. Bye.